Hello my brothers and sisters, welcome back to this channel. This is Havisha Rathore with another amazing video for you. What is this in my hand? This is a pencil. And what is this? This is also a pencil. But what's the difference between these two pencils? This pencil is sharpened, but this pencil is not sharpened. If I use this pencil, then my handwriting will be very neat and I will be able to write very easily. However, if I use this pencil, I will not be able to write easily and my handwriting will also be not good. My brothers and sisters, don't consider these as pencils. Consider these as your English speaking skill. On one end of the spectrum, your English speaking skill is sharpened, but on the other, it isn't. So my brothers and sisters, all that you need to do is just sharpen your English speaking skill. You have that skill, but all that you need to do is just sharpen that skill. It's not a big task. Sharpening a pencil is a big task. No, it isn't. Sharpening your English speaking skill is also not a big task. So in this video, I'm going to share the strategies which you could use to sharpen your English speaking skill. And this could be the turning point of your English learning journey. The first strategy is that you must not be a pot learner. Instead, you should be a fine learner. Now, what is a pot learner? Here, P stands for passive, O stands for obedient, and T stands for timid. If you're a passive, obedient, and timid learner, you will limit your English learning process. You must not be a passive, obedient, and timid learner. But why and how does it limit your English learning process? Let me tell you. In schools and colleges, students are trained to sit on particular benches. They are quiet and they obey the teacher. As the teacher lectures, they take notes, listen to the teacher, and later on they're told to memorize those notes in preparation for a test. Listening to the teacher, taking notes, memorizing those notes, and this becomes a passive activity. But the problem here is that English is not a passive activity. It is not a passive activity. Instead, it is an activity in which you must constantly ask and answer questions. You must be able to connect with other people, be spontaneous. You must be able to convey your ideas, emotions, and descriptions properly, and most importantly, actively interact. That's how you learn English. English is not something you passively study. Instead, it is something you actively do. You must be able to interact with other people. And that's the only way how you learn English. Unfortunately, in our schools, the way we learn English is not this way. It is this way. We must obey and listen to our teachers. I'm not saying that you don't listen to your teachers, but this is a language. You should not study this language like anything. You must also actively interact. Like if you're studying a book and there you find a new word, then you must not just skip that word and keep reading just because my teacher told me to read this book. No. You must search that word on Google, Baba. You must not be timid. You must not just let that word go away. You must, if you have a question, then you must not be timid. Ask the question and find out the answer. You must not be timid. So we understand that we should not be a pot learner. We should not be passive, obedient, and timid. But then what should we be? You should be a fine learner. But what is a fine learner? Let me tell you. Here, F stands for flexible, A stands for active, and EN stands for enthusiastic. So you must be flexible, active, and enthusiastic. Okay? So let's understand fine learner deeply. First of all, flexible. There are many ways to say one thing. You must not be strict about particular methods. Let me give you an example. Suppose you are following one method to learn English and you have been following that one method for 2 to 3 months, but you find no change in you. Then you should not just be strict about that one method. Instead, you should change the method. Do not be strict about particular methods. You must be able to grab anything, anywhere, and that's how you should be flexible. Effective communication requires flexibility. After all, effective communication requires flexibility. One of the significant flaws while learning English is the ideology of one right answer. But in real life, this is not the case. There are many ways to say only one thing. For example, if somebody says, you must say, how are you? अगर आप कहना चाहते हो, आप कैसे हो? Then you must say, how are you? But there are also many other ways like, what's up? How's it going? But it does not just mean that you should only say, how are you? No. What's up is also correct. How's it going is also correct. All these things are correct. Let me give you another example. Sometimes when native writers write a story, they don't use the past tense. They use the present tense. And people even argue about that. They say that no, in this story there should be the past, not the present tense. But this is not the way. There are many ways to speak English. There are many ways to convey your message. Now, let's go to the next point. Active learner. If you are an English learner, then you must be active. Always. You must not slavishly follow the English lessons. In my opinion, instead of slavishly following English lessons, you should be able to grab anything anywhere. If you find a new word, then you must search it up. Like, let me say that you're going to a grocery store. You want to buy something. You're going while watching your mobile. You're going to anywhere. And then, suddenly, you find a shop where it's written grocery. And you don't know the meaning of this word. Then you should not just let this word go away. Instead, you should search that word in a dictionary or on Google Baba. It might not be convenient for you to carry your dictionary everywhere, but you carry your phone everywhere. You carry Google Baba everywhere. हम सब ब्रेकफास्ट करना भूल सकते हैं, लेकिन कभी फ़ोन ले जाना नहीं भूल सकते. तो आप फ़ोन पे कभी भी सर्च कर सकते हो मीनिंग. एंड दैट्स हाउ यू मस्ट बी एन एक्टिव लर्नर. यू मस्ट नॉट स्लैविशली फॉलो इंग्लिश लेसन्स. और अगर हम बाय चांस कभी मोबाइल ले जाना भूल भी जाते हैं तो हमारी हालत बिना पानी वाली मछली की तरह हो जाती है. एनीवेज, लेट्स कम टू द पॉइंट. सो द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज enthusiastic. You must be an enthusiastic English learner. Fortune favors the bold. You might make many mistakes while learning this language, but you must be bold enough to accept those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. After all, fortune favors the bold. To be honest, let me tell you that most native speakers don't care. They don't care if you make many grammar mistakes. They just want to communicate with you as a human being, not as an English learner. And as I always say, speak for self-expression, not for impression. So I think I should end this video here. You must not be a pot learner. That is, you must not be passive, obedient and timid. Instead, you must be a fan learner. Here, F stands for flexible, A stands for active, and EN stands for enthusiastic. So with this note, let's end this video here. If you've liked this information, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.